varieties, a phantom virus.
Sounds like a job for Mystery Inc.
Wow, Scooby! Like, isn't this groovy? We're the stars of our very own video game.
Yeah, groovy.
Like, what's going on?
You know, it's one thing to play a bad licensed game from today. I mean, as bad as they can be, we've generally gotten to a place where we at least know how to make 3D games. So it's like, they at least play well. Even if the design is hollow and generic and lifeless, most of the time, these games are at least functional. Like, your kid can play them. They might hate you later in life, but you jump over that when you get there. It's hard to jump over anything in this game.
Hey, Scoob, grab that box of Scooby snacks. It looks like it might be your only way out of there.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase is an absolute mess in terms of its gameplay. This is everything that sucks about early 3D game design, only without the good parts. And what's weird playing it now is that, like, today's bad licensed games may have the same generic design, but most of them are at least playable. You can at least control them. It's hard to control anything in this game, least of all your emotions. Fucking thing is infuriating! So, the game's based on a movie. Not only that, a direct-to-video movie. And those are like, direct-to-video is to movies as licensed is to video games. Usually not a very good sign. It plays both Scooby and Shaggy, with each character having their own designated levels. They're stuck in a video game, and there's a virus they have to catch. I mean, this is literally a game about a broken game. So, in a sense, it's absolutely perfect.
This is my game now.
I say we make like a tree and leave.
Hey guys, are you alright?
You look like you've seen a ghost.
That thing wasn't a ghost!
The truth is, I'm not even sure what to call this thing. I mean, you run through levels that are generally just hallways, and you avoid enemies and holes. Like, I don't know what this is. I guess there are some platforming parts, so you could call it that, a platformer. Only it's a platformer with the worst fucking platforming mechanics in history. So, then again, what are we even arguing about? Like it even matters what we call this piece of crap. So, the levels come in a few different varieties. There are the hallway levels, where you run through what is literally like a hallway. That's the level. And then there are platforming levels, with very basic jumps and platforms. And you'd think those would be better, but the controls are so terrible, they're actually the worst parts of the game. In fact, they're a nightmare. And you also have vehicle levels and boss fights. And none of these things is an improvement over any other thing. And you know, what's weird is that, like, it doesn't look like it's gonna be bad. I mean, there's some decent presentation here. The voice acting is decent. You get these nice little 2D icons of the characters when they're talking to you. And actually, the game doesn't look terrible either. Certainly not for an original PlayStation game. I mean, the music and sound effects are atrocious, but generally, it looks like a decent little licensed game. And then, boom! It just clobbers you with its awful design. But, you know, it's not like this is the only game ever made with lousy, thoughtless design. There's plenty of games that bad. But what makes this one even more despicable is how cheap it is. Like, look at this lion boss fight. You have to avoid the arrows, and then avoid the lion. Okay, problem is, the last round of arrows, yeah, you can't avoid them. So that one's an unavoidable, automatic hit. Lame, right? Oh, it gets worse. Because after you beat the lion, there's another round of fucking arrows! Like, why? Why would you ever do that? Except, to be the world's biggest asshole. Now, I know what you're thinking. Derek, that's one example. This is a kid's game. It can't be that cheap. Exhibit B. You're running from this thing, right? And so you finally beat it. The end of the level's right up ahead. And what do they put in front of you? A fucking pit! Yay! Listen, for my own health and well-being, it's probably for the best that we just call it a day on this one. I'd like to thank our friend Dylan from Nashville, Tennessee for sending it, but I mean, this game literally made me nauseous, and I don't even know how that's possible. Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. One of the worst PlayStation games ever. I wouldn't play this game again for anything.
Would you do it for a Scooby snack?
F*** you, Velma.
Doggone it! We should have won! Oh well, here we go.